I'll be arguing for the pro side of some people are born criminals. Firstly, I'd like to say that some studies have been carried out to explain criminal behavior. More specifically, one has come to show that criminals are in fact born. In 2009, researchers have found that the warrior gene, a specific genetic sequence found in 30% of men, is linked to extreme proneness to more aggressive behavior. This warrior gene is also recognized as MAOA. It's there to regulate neurotransmitters that take care of impulse control in the brain. In more scientific terms, the MAOA is involved in the breakdown of the neurotransmitters serotonin, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine. Signals transmitted by serotonin regulate mood, emotion, sleep, and appetite. Epinephrine and norepinephrine control the body's response to stress, and dopamine transmits within the brain to produce smooth physical movements. So furthermore, in the study, it was found that people who possess this gene demonstrated more aggression in response to provocations. This gene is found in the majority of convicted violent criminals, but also in a lot of functioning members of the population. Yes, maybe it isn't enough to convict someone for possessing this gene, but regarding the argument, are some people born to be criminals? And it is enough to prove that some people are born criminals. People with this gene are more prone to violent behavior because they cannot control their impulses. And yes, others who have this gene can control it, but still there is some kind of portion of a lot of people who cannot control. A large majority. A trigger they cannot contain. Consequently, this is attributed to the warrior gene, and we come back to the argument that yes, some people can control their warrior gene, but others cannot, and they act on it. Coming to my second argument is psychopaths. Psychopaths are clearly born, or more like most of them. Psychopaths who are characterized by a lack of empathy and remorse and possess very shallow emotions, may be born with physical abnormalities in their brains that lead them towards violent crime like murder, rape, and assault. Researchers from the UK have found that the structural differences in psychopatic brains, significantly different than the brains of healthy non-offenders. They're distinct even from other violent offenders with antisocial personality disorder, ASPD. Offenders with ASPD, which is no psychopathy, are known as hot-headed, while the psychopaths are known as the cold-hearted, emotionless. And while psychopaths are often described as being superficially charming and extremely intelligent, they are characterized as being indifferent to the other's rights and societal rules. Besides having no empathy or remorse, they are generally regarded as being callous, selfish, dishonest, arrogant, impulsive, irresponsible, aggressive, and hedonistic. This team of researchers, so Blackwood and his team, measured the volume of gray matter in violent male criminals by using magnetic resonance imaging, so MRI scans, and found that these cold-hearted psychopaths had less gray matter in parts of the brain involved in understanding other people's emotions, which is very important for people to not commit crime. These emotions have to be there. Research revealed that psychopathic criminals displayed significantly reduced gray matter volumes in the anterior rostral prefrontal cortex and temporal poles, areas that are important for understanding other people's emotions and intentions, and are activated when people think about moral behavior, researchers said. So to my conclusion, I like to say that yes, not everyone is born criminal, but there are a few people that are, and that is the basis of my argument. Not everyone, but some people are. And firstly, people with the MAOA gene, warrior gene, are more prone to violent behavior. Some can control it, some cannot. And those few that cannot control it are basically born criminal. And the second one is psychopaths. Psychopaths are born. They don't possess the emotions we need to be able to control our impulses. They're cold-hearted and they act on impulse. Thank you for your attention.